Cam break-in? What the hell is a cam break-in? I have to do what? So what we need to do is fire up the engine and run it for 15 minutes at 2,500 RPM, between 2,000 and 2,500 to break in the cam.
All good.
So this dude's a lunatic. He apparently used my idea to build the motor in your hotel room, and I respect the hell out of that.
I just work here.
That's freaking rad. That is hot rodding through and through. And the beauty of it is that he's still committed to doing this even though the event is about to be over. And he's gonna fire it tonight. I virtually guarantee it because this is Rich, and that's what he does.
That's a close one.
That one out.
Oh man! How awesome is that?
Okay, so we touched on it on our hotel engine build as to what a cam break-in is and why. We're just gonna go into it a little bit deeper. What a cam break-in is when you have a flat tappet lifter, where it means that there is no roller on the bottom of the lifter and the flat tappet rides up against your lobe. So cam break-ins are different. They vary between manufacturer and camshafts. Different lobes, different heights mean different break-in procedures. You have to follow the card recommendations that you get with your camshaft. Our camshaft recommended 2,300 RPM for 15 minutes, bring it down to idle, rev it up and down a couple times, and you're good to go. The cam has a profile of a bit of an angle on it. So as it lifts up on it, it's gonna turn this lifter. And as it's doing that, it's not grinding the lobe every time it goes over. Now this is important when we have extra heavy springs on it. We put a camshaft in it because we want bigger lobes. We want the valves to be open longer. Because we open them up farther, we need to close them quicker, so we put heavier springs in it. Putting heavier springs in it means the lobe has to do more work to lift up on this lifter. If this lifter does not rotate, which it wouldn't do in the middle, it would eventually just shave the lobe off and it would become round. It would not open the lifter anymore. So what we're doing for the 15 minutes is at 2,300 RPM is making sure that these components are moving quickly. Because they're moving quickly and they haven't mated to each other yet, it ensures that this lifter is spinning. If it stops spinning, you'll wipe the lobe. And the 2,300 RPM or 1,500 RPM or 2,000 RPM, whatever they recommend is to ensure your best chance to get this lifter to rotate and to mate the lifter to the lobe, which is why as soon as we do the cam break-in, we change our oil, because you will get a little bit of shaving or a little bit of metal as they're mating into the oil. And after 250 kilometers, we change our oil again. Once the microscopic imperfections are gone, you cannot take this lifter and put it on this lobe next time you rebuild the engine, because they've wore into each other. They've found their mating surfaces and they are matched fit. If you swap the lifters, you risk wiping off the lobe prematurely. The reason we didn't go with a roller lifter, this is out of an LS, there's thousands of them around, is because if our roller lifter turns and our roller is like this on the camshaft, it will also wipe it. So because our block was never intended for rollers, it is an expensive option to get holders that keep the lifters in the right, pointing in the right direction. And because it wasn't in our budget, we had to go with a flat tappet cam. pressure go. Oil pressure.
You're up to 100. There wasn't on the diesel.
Fans are on? Okay.
So we're at 133 degrees. Battery's not charging.
Battery's not charging. Can you put that boost pack on it?
Is the bat booster pack on?
It's gone up a little bit.
I'm not even sure.
I think it would have opened by now. I would have expected it.
That was me.
You're not paying attention?
No, I'm listening to them. So I backed off because I heard the noise.
195!
So we got a radiator hose leaking, which there's water puking out the bottom.
That doesn't help with pressure.
No, I know.
Yeah. 200!
Let off a hair. Yep.
I think your connecting rods are hitting your windscreen. It does not sound good up there.
No?
No. It's not a bit rocky sound.
Yeah, like 4 or 5 degrees. It's going down now.
About the right range, it's getting 6
You're better off leaving it running because they haven't told you to shut it off.
trying to keep it under 200 if we can. So I'm going to keep pouring water on the rad here so we can continue the braking process without firing it down.
Yeah, we're losing oil pressure.
Yeah, we're down to 45. I'm not sure I'd be that concerned because your heat soak's so bad.
Okay.
We're at 12 minutes right now.
Yeah.
I mean, if we start seeing it rapidly start dropping oil pressure, I'd be more concerned. But as it builds heat, thinning that out.
Yeah.
So
We're thinking it is your windage tray or something like that. Or radars.
and it's responsive to your throttle angle.
We'll do when we shut it off and check the oil. Regardless, it's probably going back out. Wonderful.
It's responsive to RPM still. Because when you drop it down when you're talking to him, oil pressure's still going down. So you're okay.
Okay.
And then when you give it more throttle, it goes back up. How many? We got 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes left.
Wouldn't we have felt the windage tray though when we were turning it over by hand?
Say what?
Wouldn't we have felt the windage tray when we were
Got 2
turning it
more
over by
minutes.
hand?
Not necessarily. It's just
What's that?
I looked at it and it was like that. I was like, wow.
Oil pressure's still 45 right now.
What's the question about RPM supposedly before?
It was started out at like 70 and now it's down. I'm okay with what it's at right now.
It was at 60.
192. We got a minute 45 seconds left.
It's holding at 45 oil pressure.
There's a little pressure, but it is warming
So
up.
that's what I'm going to attribute it to, the viscosity of the oil.
We let it cool down and fire it up and see
Right.
what it idles at.
Got a minute and a
It
half
sounds
left.
good out the back. I mean, there's a very intermittent miss.
Right.
Nothing steady. That's not smoking out the tail.
No.
One more minute.
So what we're hearing, something really fast is hitting something. And the only thing I can think of is how close that windage tray was. If we needed a spacer or the pan pushed it into it or something. But it sounds like it's the bottom end. So there's a plethora of exhaust leaks. Yeah, there are a lot of exhaust leaks. So it could just be exhaust leaks. But there's a definite noise. If it's metal, the oil pressure would be dropping rapidly. So that's kind of, if we were hitting the windage tray, it's hard to tell right now. There's a chance we could be chalking up metal, shaving it off, and we kill bearings. But we should see a drop in oil pressure, but we're not. So these guys should go home, take it apart, figure out what the noise is, and there's a chance it's fine. So we'll see, you know, next time.
That's right.
Throttle plates probably need to be reset. How long are you supposed to bury it for?
You're not supposed to bury it, just slowly rev it up and
We're
down.
thinking it's only running on 7.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
All the plug wires
Never got hotter than 195.
So let us cool, and then we'll check the oil once it all settles and see if we need some metal in it. Something's touching somewhere. It sounds like bottom end, which the only thing we did down there was a windage tray in the pan.
If it was bearings, you wouldn't have that oil pressure at idle.
No.
So, and it hasn't damaged it, because that's, I mean, for running at 2,000 RPM for 20 minutes and all that.
But why 7 cylinders?
Is it only showing that it's running on?
No. You guys said that you think it's running on 7?
I didn't say. The heat gun showed that they were all fairly even. This side was a little bit hotter than that side, but it wasn't like there was a cool chamber.
So there was an exhaust leak that you're hearing?
There's a few.
Yeah, there's a few.
If you get under it, by the front pan and this side, you can hear it.
Okay.
Yeah, but look how the exhaust is oriented. It's going to blow the sound down there and everything else. It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
For hitting metal, it just has a lot of oil pressure, it seems like.
Well, it could be brushing something. It's not actually moving material. I mean, it could be that windage tray. That windage tray was like that.
It was really close.
Did they put longer bolts? Did they put ARP bolts in the rods? Caps?
That I don't know.
I think they looked
longer.
They looked like nice ones.
So okay, they might have put a longer. They might have put a longer bolt in the bearing cap, and it might be brushing a windage tray. That's the only thing I can think of that's that rapid of a noise.
Yeah.
It was close.
We didn't feel it by hand, you know, with all the plugs out. It didn't feel like it was scraping against something per se, but you're not turning it.
It's going like this the whole time while it's running. I mean, it's
deflection. There's a little deflection.
Yeah.
And that tray is thin too. It had to be warping into it. That could be too. And then well, I guess we had the pan on when we turned it. For safety's sake, I would say go home, pull it, go through it again.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to build a third engine.
Yeah.
But hey, you did it. You have a running engine. You built this in a motel room, put it in a day at the end of Power Tour, and it's running.
Yeah.
So,
doesn't sound great though.
there was some success.
You don't think it's just the loose bolts chinking around on the plywood?
It could be.
Oh, it could totally be that.
Wouldn't that be hilarious?
But the converters to the flex plate type.
Just I backed the transmission.
Okay. It's not bad. It doesn't have play there.
No.
But if the bolts on the back of the flex plate holding the converter in are hitting the back of the block ever so slightly, because now the thrust of the crank pushing on the converter and the converter charge pressure, it could do that.
Pushes it forward
into
the pilot.
The flex plate and the torque converter aren't touching, for sure.
No,
it's like when we put it on, they were like... They are touching?
Well, they're close. Yeah.
Oh, it's probably that.
Took like 3 turns.
Well, you could definitely. It just has a lot of oil pressure for something that's internal.
Oh, it's probably definitely that.
Because you'd be moving metal and the bearings would be, I mean, you'd be down at like 15.
Is the cover still off down here? We just look to see if it's stored.
Well, get under there.
Science.